lovely, nice, large king-size bed here, television over in the corner, walk-in robe, I guess not walk-in robe, but some nice robes, another mirror, it's full of mirrors. We've got a lovely bathroom here. Look at this bath, guys. Beautiful big bath. We've got a shower, toilet. Woo! We've got a balcony, I think. Let's have a look at the balcony. I haven't been out on the balcony. How do I get out? Can I get out? Here it is. And here we are in the city of Canberra. This is called Hotel Realm. Now, being such a professional YouTuber that I am, I forgot to bring a tripod, so let's hope the camera doesn't fall off the window here. Oh my goodness, I haven't put any makeup on yet. I've just arrived here. Okay, so I am staying at the Hotel Realm, and I've been put up at this accommodation. I thought it was one night, but I'm just reading the brief, and now I'm thinking maybe it's 2 nights. So I hope I put my eBay store into time away long enough. I need to double check that. I'm not sure if I'm here for 1 or 2 nights. How bizarre is that? Anyway, I'm staying here at the Hotel Realm, and I've been put up in this accommodation by eBay. Thank you, eBay. It's very nice to be offered hotel accommodation from eBay. Now, I'm actually in Canberra, which is my home state where I live, and eBay have invited to me at an event at the Parliament House over the next couple of days. It's a pretty big event, I think. They've flown one of the eBay executives over from the US. I've done a little Zoom with her, but we'll be meeting with the eBay team that are coming to this event. Maybe, I think it's in about an hour's time. I've got to get dressed and do my makeup and stuff. From what I can gather, there is 5 resellers that have been chosen to come and represent eBay and talk to the ministers and the shadow ministers and give our opinions and our point of views on how we can improve, I guess, the government policies or what can be introduced to help small business and small online sellers. There's 5 of us. From what I can gather, I am the smallest fish in the sea. I do thankfully know that Brad and Jazz from 2 Aussie Thrifters have also been invited. So I feel like I've got a little bit of a security blanket because I know somebody else that's here. Otherwise, I would not have a clue who anybody is, and I don't know anyone. eBay offered me a staycation in my home state. So this is actually maybe 25 minutes or so from my house. But it will be nice just to stay here where all the other team members are. Obviously, the Parliament House is only within a couple of minutes of this location, and dinner is all around here. So it's much better that I'm staying here in the location with everyone else. And look at this fancy room they've given me. I've been thinking about it a lot and what I can bring to the ministers to offer some suggestions of what I think would be useful for the reseller community and for small business in general. But, you know, we're here to represent the reselling community, which is becoming like a very large part. I think eBay said secondhand is now 40% of their gross value merchandise that's been sold on their platform. I think. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure they said 40%. I need to get dressed. I will say I've been pretty stressed. They told me I had to wear business attire. Now, guys, I work in the warehouse. I wear tracksuit pants and leggings every single day. I don't really go anywhere ever that I have to dress for business attire. Okay. Does this look like business attire? Is there another mirror? I'm nervous. This is as businessy as I can get. I'm really nervous. It's really quite a pressure. Not a pressure. Like, it's a good pressure, and it's good to do these experiences because it gets you out of your comfort zone. But I do feel a little bit nervous because I feel like I don't really know what's going on or what's expected of me. And I feel like it's quite a responsibility that eBay asked me to come to these events and speak on behalf of the reselling community, and it's quite a big deal. And I feel very grateful to be given this experience and this role of speaking on behalf of other resellers. I would quite like a glass of wine, but I'll wait till dinner. I would like to ask for some kind of government reseller association. I think having a government representation for people who are working in the secondhand industry, doing reselling on all these platforms, it would be great to have an association for that. That way we could maybe, within that, we could find out more information about government grants. What are we entitled to? What business grants are available to us? Is there any startup grants for people who want to get into this? Maybe like $1,000 startup. Unless you find the online community through social media, there's no other really proper association for the resellers. I'd love to see an awards night once a year to celebrate people. I know recently eBay sent Tom an award for being on the platform for 20 years, and he was so excited about that. It was the first thing he's ever really got from eBay. He was so grateful. And I think like a reselling awards night or something it's motivating for everyone else as well. It's encouraging. You meet people. Like, it's a fun night out. It's a community thing as well. But I think something like that would be fantastic. Maybe some monthly meetups for local towns, local states, local areas, so we can meet more people and we can community is a big thing, and I think it's a lonely job being a reseller working from home. It would be just nice to get our voices heard. I think a lot of the time resellers, people don't even take us seriously sometimes. They just think we're buying junk and selling it from our house. You can be running $1 million businesses from your home, sitting in your house, and we're kind of still treated like we're just working from home. We're not really treated seriously. So some kind of reseller association would be fantastic. I've got to go check the time. I think it's time for me to walk down. I'm really, really nervous. I don't know how much I can film from here on in. Wish me luck. Okay, it is 9:38 p.m. back in the hotel room. Went this afternoon, met all the eBay team, met the other resellers. We got the run through of what was going to happen tomorrow when we went to Parliament House to meet the ministers. And then we all went out and just had a really, really nice dinner, getting to know each other. It just didn't really feel quite right to pull out the camera and take video footage of everyone there and all the food that we were eating, but it was absolutely delicious. I don't know what the cuisine was that we had, but we were served 3 courses, absolutely delicious, and I couldn't fault it, and I would definitely go back to the restaurant. So I did get given an eBay swag bag. I'll show you what's in it. Okay, I've got a eBay laptop case, so that's pretty cool. I have got it's not eBay branded, but it is kind of like a Stanley cup. So this is fantastic because I'm always looking for something to drink more water. Let's just open it up, see if it's actually orange. Yes, it is. Okay, whoa. What the heck? That's massive. Okay. Let's have a look. There you go. It's got a lid on it and everything. It's it is eBay logo. Look, it's got the eBay logo on it. That's cool. I'm so happy with that. I didn't think it was going to have the eBay logo. Okay, what else is in here? We have got eBay keyring. eBay. I've got a eBay luggage tag. Very cool. Got a eBay notepad. And I'm presuming I've got an eBay pen. Yes, eBay pen, guys. And, there's my other pen just from the event. eBay hat. So, needs a little bit of shaping. I don't even know how I ended up here. I feel really quite special. It feels like quite a proper event. So the other events where I've met eBay at have been at Retail Fest in the past and at conventions, and I've kind of met eBay in more of a less formal state, maybe. Not that this is so much formal, but it does feel kind of formal that we're in. It's very businessy, and the talk is business related and business policies and meeting with the government. And we just spoke to the local small business ombudsman. I'm going to get his title wrong, but he came to dinner with us. He was fantastic. It's just very different conversations than when you're normally just talking to eBay, but when you're combining eBay with politics, and it just feels, I feel quite out of my comfort zone. I'm going to bed. So it's 9:30 in the morning. I've just got back from breakfast with all the eBay team and the other resellers. So eBay just put us on a really great breakfast. We got eggs Benedict, and we got fresh fruit and juice and coffee, and there was muesli and yogurt for anyone wanted it. So breakfast is done. Now we're getting in cars about 10 a.m. and we're heading over to the Parliament House. So I've been lying there thinking more about this overnight after all the conversations that I had yesterday with the other resellers and stuff. I've been trying to think, like, what is my part, I guess, in being here? And I don't take it for granted, because I guess with my YouTube channel here on eBay and talking about eBay, I've got a community of resellers who follow me and often leave their thoughts and their comments in the comment section of my videos. I can relay that information to eBay because I've got this point of contact with eBay, which has come from having my social media channel here. So don't take that for granted, because I do have a voice with eBay where a lot of other resellers don't have that voice, so to speak. So I never take this role for granted, and anytime I get invited to do something with the eBay team, I take that role quite seriously, because I know that I'm not just there representing myself, but I'm representing like a whole wider community that follows me and the feedback that I hear of everyone else. So while I've been sitting here at first thinking, how did I even get invited to this thing? I feel like such a small fish in this environment. And sometimes I sit here and think, why am I invited to this? But I think my part, what I kind of came to last night, I was like, what my part in this is to represent those people who are working from home, doing this as a little bit of a side hustle, trying to earn a little bit of side income by using eBay and selling things on eBay, and the challenges that those sellers face, which are things like they're paying more for postage costs because they're not doing volume, so they don't get volume discounts. They can't afford to buy, postage supplies like padded mailers and everything. They can't buy them in the large quantity of bulk, which lets you get them for half the price, because they're not doing that quantity for it. And then there's just so many costs and expenses that come with it that it does make it hard to scale and grow that business. And then I'm also representing that portion, that small group of small sellers that want to scale from being side hustles or secondary incomes into that full-time income, which is what I did when I got divorced. I had to move from this being a secondary income to like, oh, okay, now what am I going to do? I have to be able to ramp my eBay store up so that I can make a full-time income. Otherwise, I'm going to have to go back to working a regular job, which I didn't want to do. So there's a lot of people that will relate to me in this business because they're either started where I did start, which was as the secondary income, or they relate to me into that form of, I want to turn this into a full-time job and do this as my full-time income. And then the struggles that we find trying to do that, which is the same struggles that I'm finding still a few years on after separation, is that juggle between how to scale this business at a speed and everything. It's hard. It's hard to say. I'm trying to get my words out here because there's no script or anything. It's hard to scale the business. And when you're a solo entrepreneur, and I have a lot of people that are constantly on my back, like hire staff, without realizing the implications as well. Like, it's hard to, you need money to hire staff. And when you're solo and you're just trying to scale the business and build it up to be paying yourself enough money to cover your cost of living, but then to be able to bring in staff to help you to be able to scale the business, that's really hard. And so those are the challenges that I'm facing now in my small business. It's that working myself to the point where you are juggling so many hats that you end up feeling quite burnt out and exhausted, because the more we do, the way that I feel like over the years is I'm working harder and more, but not getting more money for that. Like, it's harder to make more money now. It feels like you're working harder and doing more for less money. That's what it feels like in this current day and age with small business. So I think for me, the challenges are now, how do I scale this business by still being profitable and not going into debt, and not also burning myself out constantly at the same time, because I'm juggling so many hats. It's really, really hard. What type of government support can come to people who are like me? There's a lot of startup business grants that can come, but like, I'm past a startup level, but I still am struggling with moving to that next level of business because of the cash flow, basically. So I think this is where my part comes in. There's a lot of these bigger sellers here who have different small business struggles, I guess, even though a lot of us have the same small business struggles, different small business struggles. And I feel like I'm here to represent the people who are in the similar situations as me. So it's good for eBay that they bring in a variety of people, not just all people who are small, still classed as small business, but making a lot more revenue than what people like I do. At the same time, they feel like almost big business to me, but they're still classed as small business, if you know what I mean. So anyway, I'm just trying to get my thoughts out here about why I've been brought in here and what impact and things that I can say when I go into this parliament today and I speak to the ministers, to try and have a voice for all the people who are in the same position as me. I don't know if that makes sense. I gotta go. I'm nervous. Can you tell I'm nervous?
I'm excited to be here in Canberra this week with 6 of our incredible eBay sellers. We've been meeting policymakers to talk about how we can all better support Australian small businesses trading online. From fashion to car parts to collectibles, the message is the same, which is that eBay is an engine for small business growth. It's been really wonderful to see how Australian small businesses are using the eBay platform to reach the world. And at eBay, we are going to keep investing and innovating on behalf of our selling community, as well as helping policymakers to understand how future regulation can enable opportunities for small businesses across Australia to build and thrive.
What eBay does is we will sell to people that wouldn't normally buy from us, and we will sell parts that we don't normally sell. Because they trust eBay, they trust the platform, so hence they find us and buy the parts.
I feel very grateful to be on eBay. eBay has changed my life over the last 7 or 8 years. I've learned so many new skills. I've met so many new people. I just can't imagine what life would be like without selling on eBay.
Our personal ambitions are so well tied to eBay's, and I think that's why it's been such a magical partnership for us, and one that we are so proud of, because the values that eBay is expressing in this environment and more generally in what they do each day really do represent the way that we think about how business should be supported.
If I couldn't sell on eBay, I could try to sell on my own platform, but I would have to do a lot of marketing. I wouldn't have just the eyes on my products anymore that eBay gives me.
So it's Thursday morning and I wanted to recap how my day went yesterday. After breakfast, we went off to the Parliament House as a group and it was fantastic. We went in there, we got to speak to a couple of the lead ministers, I guess you would say, and I don't have their names written down in front of me and I'm going to get them wrong, so I'm not going to mention it, but they were like high senior ministers that we got to go into like boardrooms with and have conversations and talk about our experiences as small sellers and let the government know what the problems are that we're facing. And so that was really interesting, and the ministers were actually really interested in hearing about even like my size business. They're really interested in hearing, and they want more and more people obviously opening up small businesses, and they want it to be easier for them, and they want to know about the problems and the challenges and the costs and things like that that we're having trouble dealing with. So we were able to express those things. I did mention what I was talking about yesterday. I did bring it up that I thought a reseller association would be fantastic for the re-commerce industry as a whole, and the government kind of said that's not something that they organise. I wasn't able to get that through, guys. Now, after we spoke to the ministers, what did we do? We sat in on Parliament for a couple of hours, and we watched them going for it. And I haven't been to Parliament House and sat in a Parliament setting except when I was a kid, and I went on like a high school or primary school excursion, or probably high school excursion. We went to the Parliament House and we'd watch them in. It's been years since I've actually sat in as Parliament, and I haven't sat in there as an adult. So it's very different to watch it as an adult as it is from being a kid, and it's really fascinating. It almost feels like you're watching a play. Like the way they're all like, you hear, or they're like, shame, shame, and they're all chanting, and it feels like they're in some stage play, and it's quite a fascinating thing to get to watch and experience. Then we got to do where we were in like a big room, and all the sellers, and we all had a display, and we'd all been asked to bring a few things that represent our business. So I'd been asked to bring a few books. Brad and Jazz had been asked to bring a couple of pieces of clothing that represented their business. The guy who sells car parts was asked to bring a car part to ribbon. The guy that sells video games was asked to bring some video games. Look, eBay have let me bring this home. This was a banner that they've made. It's on this Perspex here. It's solid. It's really quite heavy, so it's not flimsy or anything. eBay had this banner there. All of us, all 5 of our sellers had one of these for our store. We got to stand next to this, but I've never had my name on a store. It's got, I don't know if you can read this, it's got the little spiel there that I think they've taken from my About Me page on my actual eBay store. I think that's where they've got that from. But I just thought, I asked them if I could keep this because I've never had my name on a banner or something, and I might never get anything like this again. And I think this is a good keepsake, and I really think that I would like to hang this in my warehouse. I haven't checked if the QR code works. I presume that takes you through to my eBay store. I know Brad and Jazz got the wrong QR code on theirs, which was a little bit of a shame. So I'm hoping if anybody's scanning mine there, hopefully it works. You all know my eBay store anyway. It's linked in my bio. Always, if you don't. That was super exciting. And after we went into this big boardroom, and they invited all the ministers and the shadow ministers to come in and talk to us and hear our stories. So there was about 80 ministers that came through into this room to just talk with us. They had nibblies, they had drinks, food, wine. It was full on. It was really fancy. And all these ministers came around and spoke to us, and we got to tell our stories. I was there representing that micro small business, and I got to share that story with the ministers. And then I told some of them how I was documenting my life here on YouTube, which they found absolutely fascinating. I think I probably think I'm absolutely crazy, but it was really nice to have that voice to be able to talk about not only my business experience, I get to voice for the wider community of people who are just like me, who are either side hustling or turning that side hustle into full-time jobs, or just small, we're classed as micro businesses. I mean, there's another guy there on the seller panel there with us here today. There's 5 of us sellers. One of those sellers is like the level between them, like I think of them as large business, but they're still deemed as a small business in terms of what the government, I guess, calls, or eBay calls, as a small business. But like this is like we're not talking small dollars here, guys. So I'm like feeling like I'm like micro business. I think most of us here who are in the same position as me, working from home and doing small business, we are deemed as micro business. And I understand that I am the voice or one of the voices. There's only a few of us bigger Australia YouTubers here that actually probably have the opportunity to have this voice, and I don't take that for granted. So I just want you guys to know that when you do share things with me, I do listen to what problems you're having, you know, and I know a lot of you come to me to even help you with the problems that you guys are having on eBay, and you look up to the advice that I can give, and it's great for me to have the problems and the issues that the community has, so that when I do get invited to these things, not only am I speaking on my own experience, but I can speak on behalf of like the wider audience and let them know the problems that we're having as resellers, as small business, as, you know, people who are in the circular economy selling secondhand goods, and the problems that we're experiencing with that. So I feel very, very privileged. I'm so grateful for the experience that I've had these last couple of days with eBay. The networking and the conversations are second to none. I can't even explain to you. Having conversations with these bigger sellers who are doing millions of dollars of revenue every single year is so inspiring, and they are so positive about encouraging small people like me, that like we're just like them, and we can grow businesses if we want to scale to those sizes. And I always come away from these events feeling inspired, like I want to push bigger. It's just fascinating to hear about how these larger sellers on eBay, and a lot of them have other platforms as well. They don't just sell on eBay. A lot of them will sell on multi-platforms, but just hearing how they're running their business is just so fascinating to me. And the mindsets and just the energy that comes into a room when you put a whole lot of sellers into the room together, or even a small group of sellers at different levels. It's just so inspiring hearing their stories. And I'm so grateful that I've got that experience, and I just learned so much from this. I learned so much from the networking of the people when I come to these events. And it's not always at the event, it's even like when we go out to dinner afterwards. You know, we're all at these events, and then you go out for dinner and you have drinks and you're at dinner, and everybody's just chit-chatting, and everybody is so open with the information that they give you and sharing and supporting. I'm so excited with my sign. And I got more eBay swag. I had that other swag yesterday. What else? Let me see what I got. I got another eBay swag bag. So last time I got the laptop kind of case. Is this, I don't think this might be a laptop case, or else just, you know, putting notepad and pen. That one's made of felt. The other one was made out of like what a drink cooler's made out of. Okay, now the other one, I got that big orange drink bottle. I don't know if this one says eBay on it. Let's have a look. Yay! eBay. That's cool. I love that. I'm going to be so up with the drink bottles. We got another pen, eBay pen. And let's see, we got a little eBay bag. Okay. We have got a little scarf here. Mrs. Robinson, Vintage Designer eBay Store. Oh, that's cute. So somebody who runs an eBay store, shout out to Mrs. Robinson, Vintage Store, has put in this cute little, what do you call, like a, maybe I'll wear it on my head. I don't I find this is cute. This is cute. I like this. This is not something I would normally wear, but I'm going to try and do it. Maybe in one of my videos I'll wear like a headscarf. I'm sure it'll look great with my tracksuit pants and my leggings. I've had 2 nights accommodation in this beautiful hotel room. I've been fed. Just went down and had a beautiful breakfast of poached eggs and smashed avocado on toast. I'll put a photo here. It was delicious. And yeah, I'm on my way home now with my sign. Thanks, guys.